Do not buy that home if you cannot answer these list of questions I'm going to be asking you in this video. Why are these questions important? Because springtime is coming up. A lot of people are going to be on the market buying for homes. And if you can't answer at least 3 out of 6 of these questions, you're not ready to buy a home. You should stay exactly where you're at. So in this video, you need to answer all these questions truthfully and honestly to see if you're 110% ready to buy that home. Without further ado, guys, be sure to like and subscribe and share the video if you want more valuable content just like this. And without further ado, let's jump right into the video. Number 1, why are you making this move? What is the core motivation? Why are you making the move to go buy the home, or you're going to go sell a home? Even though this is not really a seller's video, why are you buying the home? What makes you desirable at home? Why are you upsizing? Why are you downsizing? What is the core motivation on why you're making that move? A lot of people are making moves off motivational reasons, or not necessarily motivational reasons, or emotional decision making. Before people make emotional decisions, a lot of people have to think logically. Why do we need to make this move? We need more room. We need more space in the house. The family is growing. We don't need all this space. The kids have graduated. We need to downsize. And then once they make that logical decision, then they make that emotional decision. Okay, we need to make this move 30 days from now, a year from now, 2 years from now, and we want this done ASAP. Which leads to question number 2. What does comfort look like? Comfort as in, is this a comfortable move for you? Do you actually have to make this move? Same thing that goes to the motivation. Do you really have to make this move, or this is purely a emotional decision without logical decision making? In other words, does the next place they're looking for, is it a comfortable move? Are you comfortable moving into that next city? Are you comfortable moving into that next neighborhood? Can you comfortably afford this move? And once you figure those items out, number 3, can it fit into your daily schedule? Can it fit into you going to work? Can you define the roads? Can you go out there and define the traffic? Can you get past traffic to get to work? Whether if you're working remote, or whether if you're working at an office job, or whether the job that you're working at. Because one thing that's a key important to you guys is that, especially since the buyers I put under contract recently, like literally 3 days ago, the most important thing, especially when it comes to protecting buyer clients, is protecting where they work, if they're getting a deal. And overall, just save them time so they don't regret the decision 2 to 3 years from now of their current situations or their current conditions that they're in. And real quick, guys, before we get into the last 3, if you're enjoying this video, be sure to like and subscribe. And if you're a buyer looking to make a move within the first 2 to 3 months going into the spring market, or possibly right now, be sure to click that Zoom link down in the description below. Book your free strategy call if you're looking to make a move across the Arkansas area. But without further ado, let's get into number 4. How much risk are you willing to risk your comfortability with? Meaning that if there was a perfect deal for you, but it is in another city over, if it's in another area that you're not very aware of, but it is close to work and you're not comfortable in that area, but you're willing to basically take that deal to take that house, are you willing to risk that comfort? In other words, this can go multiple ways. Are you willing to bid on that house that you really like? Are you willing to pay more than what you're asking? Basically, all these questions combined is that, it really goes into, are you willing to make that risk to take that house? Are you willing to make risk to sacrifice the locations because the house is a great deal? There's multiple ways you can go around this, regardless if it's finding a deal or if it's simply something that you're simply just not comfortable with, which leads to number 5. What would make this a bad decision? Now, when it comes to buying into selling, which specifically this video is all about buying, right? So you want to think of the worst outcomes. What could possibly go wrong if you do decide to offer on this house? Like, for example, one of my buyer clients, they found the perfect home. It was 3,000 square feet, almost on 2 acres. It's a 4-bed, 2-bath. It was perfect for them, but it was about almost 20-30 minutes from where they work. So were the buyers willing to make that risk, which is going to number 4, to go out 20 to 30 minutes from their work to get through all that traffic? Or are they just comfortable with going for something that's closer to work, which is something that's going to be a little bit smaller? But Cody, you're probably asking, like, what does that have to do with number 5? You want to think of all the worst decisions. If you bought that home that was 20 to 30 minutes out and you got everything you wanted, you got the space, you got the bedrooms, and if there ever comes a time where there's an emergency but you're 20 to 30 minutes out, you have to think of those bad decision making. Will you be able to live with that if you were almost an hour out from work, almost an hour out from a local hospital, a local grocery store? You want to think of the worst scenario because you want to live with those worst scenarios, because those worst scenarios are going to happen. It's not a might is going to happen. Those scenarios are going to happen because you never know what's going to happen, regardless if it's an emergency, regardless if you need something. You need to be aware of that, and you need to live with that before you make that final purchase. And lastly, number 6, which ties everything up, what is the most realistic timeline? Now guys, right now we're in January, and right now it's snowing right now in Arkansas. And obviously, you know, when you are relocating to Arkansas, if you're watching this video looking to relocate to Arkansas, the weather is crazy here. But ultimately, spring is coming up, and that's when a lot of buyers are going to be making moves soon. So what is the realistic timeline for you? Is it the spring market? Is it the summer market? It doesn't matter. Is it the fall market, the winter market? What timeline actually fits for you? Because you don't want to be at the mercy of the market. You want to be at the mercy of the timeline. Now, of course, you want to find a deal and you don't want to overpay for a house. Same time, you don't want to make any emotional decisions without logically making a plan behind it. Because a lot of people make a lot of emotional decisions and they regret it a year or 2 years later. For example, one of my sellers clients, one of my new listings that just came on the market, they bought a house. They put almost 30 grand in the house. They remodeled it and everything. And almost 2 years later, they immediately regret it. Now they're looking to sell the property. Now they're looking to downsize. And you don't want to be in the position of regretting something so soon. So what is the realistic timeline? What is the motivation? This is super important. Why are you making that move? What is the worst possible outcome that you can live with? How much risk are you willing to risk? And how much uncomfortability are you willing to risk as well? Regardless if it's finding a new deal or regardless if you're moving to a new location that will best fit for you. And that is it, guys. Those are the questions that you need to answer as a buyer going into 2026 buying a home. Again, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to like, share this video, subscribe if you want more valuable content like this. And if you're a buyer looking to make a move within a month, 2 months going into the spring market, looking up for an aggressive buyer strategy to help you find that deal, be sure to click that Zoom link down in the description below. And without further ado, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next one. Let's get it.